are there. Now, blood spatter analysis can tell us a lot of things. It can tell us the progression of the wounds, which victim was first, second, third, and fourth. It can tell us if the suspect is right or left-handed, and if the attack occurred when both people are standing, sometimes the height. We've got shoe prints that are no doubt either there, whether they were obliterated by the suspect during the battle, the fight, the murder, or it was people that came in after the fact.
All right, so let me ask you this as a former detective. You could possibly find the height, and you could possibly determine right or left-handed, and you may get a footprint. So maybe you got a type of shoe, size of shoe. Does that narrow this thing down enough to give you a clue about who you're chasing?
Well, the first thing is they're not going to tell us what they come up with in any of that. Like the average shoe size for a man is 10 and a half. So you know, you can separate things into categories, and if they're lucky enough, they'll be able to find some forensic evidence, even if they can reduce that just to blood typing, even though the DNA is not in the system. So they are collecting information that might point them towards a suspect or be actually useful when they actually have a suspect or a person of interest for an interrogation. And these are all small items. And another one that I'm really hopeful for is if the suspect cut himself in these attacks, because a couple of the victims supposedly had some defensive wounds, and in knife attacks, that would most often be a cut to the hands or the forearms because they're putting their hands up to stop the blow of the knife. Yeah. If the suspect cut himself controlling the victim with his weak hand, there's a chance he might have struck himself. So they're working on all these things that, you know, in most cities, you'll never hear about in the news. And in big cities, this happens all the time.
But this is a small town, and we get it. But, I mean, the whole country's following this because it's 4 victims. It's a knife attack. It's in a small town. Everyone is scared at that school. Everyone's terrified at the Pacific Northwest that there's a serial killer with a knife on the loose. So I hope they wrap this up quick because there's a lot of woods area, and this guy could be anywhere, or guys. And well, I think they're doing a good job so far, but they got to catch a break. Detective, I got to run. Thank you so much.
Okay. You bet.